So mast control at deck level. We have the gate here that the mast comes through, and the mast is free to move in that gate, and we can control it by, we have a step chock arrangement. So my assistant will now allow some chock to come up. So he's allowing the chock to come up, and we can choose which step bears on the front of the gate, and that allows us control of the mast fore and aft. We can also put a chock in behind, which can induce pre-bend if we want low down pre-bend in lighter shares, and that's the same sort of deal. All we do is we just loosen off a piece of off our control line, and the chock is pulled up by an elastic widget. A better word.
Can you explain when the forward chock is used and when it's put away?
Yeah. Forward chock is, there's no fixed amount. With a forward chock, you don't say put the chock on a certain number, or you don't in my view. You can set up the shrouds and you set up the forestay, but you definitely chop to taste in my view, which is you just what you see in the mainsail is related to what your eye wants, and you just put the chock in, and the more chock means you've got a deeper base in the main, less chock means you've got a flatter base. In my view, everybody sets up too full, and it always looks way deeper off the boat than it does on the boat.
In which case they've got too much chock on.
Most people over chock it, yeah.
They've over chocked it.
Most people think you have to put chock in to get the forestay tight. Alright? If you put a load of chock in, all you do is to get a super deep base in the main, which backwinds, and you fall over because the main's too deep. What Dave Howlett would always recommend you do, when it's breezy and you're falling over, you've got to just move the whole rig forwards. Take the rig, move it parallel forwards, so go heel forwards, less chock, tighter forestay.
Okay.
So the whole rig is just moving that way. That's your centre of effort going forwards.
Okay, and when therefore are you using the back chock, the aft chock?
In light air, so when you want the forestay to sag. Okay, so the aft chock is basically used to induce pre-bend, so you'll be using that in light air when you want to not have too much of a full mainsail down low, and you also want the forestay to be softish. One thing to be careful of is the back chock is one of the few really bad things that can happen to you in an etchel, is when you go around the leeward mark and the back chock is left in, then that is a horrible mess. So always be sure when you arrive at a leeward mark the back chock has been removed and can't pop up unnecessarily.